I said I was a quasi-DJ, and this is my quasi-introduction.
Okay, it's happening.
You know my guest from songs like Light On, Falling Water, Love You for a Long Time, one of my favorites. Don't Forget Me, So Sick of Dreaming. She is Maggie Rogers. Welcome to How's Life with John Mayer.
Thanks for having me.
You strike me, we've talked quite a bit, as someone who wants to differentiate themselves by being very good at what they do.
What else would you? I'm like, what else would you want?
But you have a larger capacity. Like I think I do too. Like you recognize more variables there are to succeed in. You there's more capacity to realize what there is to do well.
Yeah, and I think I understand what you're saying. So before I completely agree with you.
You don't want to be boxed in by anything or anybody or anyone's previous take on something, you don't like the status quo metric of what a thing is, and you would hate to be grouped in with a status quo metric of a thing.
I think in my own words, I would say that I am really intentional. And I really want to fully dedicate myself to the things that I spend my time doing.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do something, I want to spend the time and the effort and the study homework time to be great at it.
I'm the same way, except I think I have a little more focus on what the outcome would be of people going, good Lord, that's great. You're probably a little more pure of heart. I maybe do the thing. I like doing the thing to get good at it, but I also have a fantasy, a boyhood machismo fantasy of, good Lord, that man is good at that.
Well, I think that has actually benefited you extraordinarily.
Sure.
And I would say that I could benefit a little bit more from that version.
Why?
Because I'm pretty good at a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been able to, as a guitar player, as a piano player, I'm good enough to communicate my ideas and to keep up. But no one's hiring me to play guitar in their band.
Would you want them to?
No.
Yeah, but you want to be able to.
I want to be able. I think that so often I measure great artists as the distance between your brain and your instrument.
Yes.
And that one-to-one connect when you think it happens, and your fingers can flow to the place that it can communicate before you're even knowing what's happening.
Have you felt that gap so far in your playing? You go,
I feel that when I sing. No question. It's so pure channeled. And I often feel that when I write, but I don't feel that way as a player.
I'm the exact opposite.
Funny.
My playing is now to the point where even
I know this about you.
Witness the least amount of gas needed to work something. I think what you really want to do as you get better and better and better at something is expend less energy to do it. Less mental energy, less fit.
Yeah.
So the economy of motion for me, I'll be on stage.
It's all economy of motion.
It's just woo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to call you last night and ask you, hey, what are you promoting when we talk about, when we talk on this,
Nothing.
This show? So you are making the rounds to simply kind of communicate where you're at right now.
I'm not making any rounds. I'm just...
Well, you were on John Mulaney Live.
Okay.
And I've seen you on another podcast, I believe it was an Apple podcast recently.
Oh, yeah. I'm just hanging out and making art. And when friends call to do cool shit, I say yes.
I think that's the way to do it now.
And so Nile Rodgers called and said, want to talk? And of course, I'm not going to say no to Nile Rodgers. Same with John Cale calls. Yeah. John Mayer calls.
I'm a can't say no guy.
Come on, we're buddies.
Thank you.
I'm what a great time to hang out with cool people and talk about art.
Thank you. Well, now we are going to talk about
art. I'm not here promoting anything.
But that's what I think is great.
Being a homie.
This is what I think is great. I think too many people, when they do interviews, they're talking about things they already figured out.
And also when you're doing that, you've got your 3 sentences.
It's too cute. But when I talked to you last, it was at last year's Christmas party.
Yeah, it was at a Christmas party.
And you were so excited about having this record inside of you that was kind of bursting inside of you, and you were bounding around the room with this idea. Where are you now in the timeline of that idea that I just saw lighting you up?
I am still just I feel like a paleontologist,
Why?
Digging her out piece by piece around the edges.
Via writing?
life, writing, exploration.
So it's so integrative for you that even just living your life in a way that's interesting is part of the record.
Are you kidding? What else am I going to write about?
Yeah, but I think it's interesting that as an artist, you see the experiences that forge these thoughts.
Oh my God.
As part of the record.
It's so holistic for me.
Yeah, it's a living, breathing thing.
It's just me.
Right.
And then every now and then I put my like own skin on paper.
Right. And are you always writing like a poet, or do you go in the studio and get behind a microphone and pretend you have a song into existence?
Neither. My process is sort of like I get into the studio and like start making sounds, and then it's like channel download.
So you don't come in with a bunch of lyrics.
Nope.
But they read sometimes. That's what's so great about your writing is they read so intentionally.
Well, I think that I appreciate that. I think that honestly, it comes out in telling stories to my friends. So like the song Alaska, I walked off you, I walked off an old me. I was telling my friends over and over again, oh, I went to Alaska and I just like walked it off. And by the time I had told, I was in college when I wrote that. By the time I had told 5 or 6 friends the story of what I did that summer, I had honed the way to tell the story and the language of the story. So when I got to the studio, it was just then putting that 3 or 4 minute story into songwriting format.
Do you have to try 3 or 4 different songs to find the fit? Or you already know that you kind of have a feeling of the music as
No,
well?
it just moves. And the music always happens at the same time as the lyrics, and it just like...
So you're intentional, sort of intellectually intentional, but you also know when to completely open up and just let it through.
When it comes with art, for me, it's about opening it up and letting it through.
That's incredibly rare left brain, right brain, bihemispheric control.
Or I'm in like it. Okay, like right now, in a couple of weeks, I'm the graduation speaker at Tisch at NYU. And I have like this sort of note stock on my phone. And every now and then I'm sort of like, I'm thinking about it all the time.
I do the same thing, yeah.
And I'm like, write a little thought here, write a little thought there. And I came home from dinner after the John Mulaney, John Cale thing. I went out to dinner, had 2 martinis, came home, sat down at my computer, and in 10 minutes wrote the whole speech.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go edit it, but like, in 10 minutes, it all came out. Did it happen in 10 minutes? Absolutely
I'm the same
not.
exact
I've been
way.
writing it in the back of my head for a month.
I'm the same exact way. And then I was just saying to someone else, because I was at this event a couple of nights ago, and I was interviewing someone in this watch event, and I was piecing these things together, already had it in my head, and then you boom, 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 you can get your brain to hold on to it perfectly for 4 hours. Then you do it perfectly, and then it evaporates.
Yeah.
Now, are you like me where you think, I never want to do that again, and then 5 minutes later you're like, let's do another one? Are you ready for another one every time?
Another what?
Another idea, another note, another list of things you've got to plug in and somehow make happen.
Oh, no, I love it. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. It's why I love being an artist.
So you would call yourself fearless?
No, I'd call myself like, I would call myself an artist.
But is there any fear in there?
In that moment, when it's just coming out, when it's channeling, when it's moving, when I'm writing, there's no emotion. It's just like, it's so peaceful there.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense. There's a sense of alignment. Sometimes my hands get really hot or I move around the room. It's like so flow state. Like I remember even when I was typing the other night, I had my eyes closed for most of it because I just needed to like hold the idea while I was typing.
But let's put you 5 minutes before you walk up. That's the hand of I'm not done. Keep going.
I'm finding in this moment in my life, as I'm starting to write this record, I'm like 20 songs in. And I've never really, I've had the privilege of working with great collaborators, and they were often my co-producer, co-songwriter, but it's just one other person in the room. So we start getting a flow on the production. I've got the song sketched out melodically. I sit down, boom, it happens while they're finishing the like arrangement that we've sort of started. Then I record it in an hour, it's done. I've never sat with another songwriter before. Pen and paper, we're going to work on the words. And I'm in this moment where I'm sort of like, okay, I know what I can do by myself, but I know that there's so much more for me to learn. And I'm trying to make myself uncomfortable. So this is a place where a little bit of the vulnerability or the fear comes in. So I think that there's 2 parts to making great artistry or making great art, and that's like a channeling sense of spirituality, otherworldliness, mysticism, whatever, which is kind of that like raw power is kind of my home base.
Yeah.
But then there's craft.
Yep.
And I have a sense of craft because I am reverent and dedicated and I study, but I very rarely write from that place in a conscious way. So I'm in this moment right now where I, like in the last week, I worked with another songwriter for the first time, and it was hell.
It can be very difficult.
But it was also amazing. Like,
did you get something when you left?
So I worked with my friend Mary Whites, who's she's an amazing songwriter. She is like very successful. She does this all day, every day professionally. She also happens to be my college roommate.
Wow.
We lived together for 3 years. I've known her for almost 15 years. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. And we've never made music together. And so we went to the studio with our other friend, Jack Hallenbeck, who I also went to college with. Like right now I'm going back to just like my oldest friends, and these feel like the loosest, no pressure, creative people that know me spaces.
Because you had a bad experience in the studio co-writing with someone before?
No, I've just never done it before.
So that you wanted to start
and
with
I was
people
at dinner and she
yeah.
was like, when you're ready, we'll do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't write songs like that. And she was like, yeah, but it's a different kind of song.
Yeah.
And when you're open to trying to find a different kind of song and seeing how that feels,
Yeah.
we'll do it. But she was like, or we won't, and I love you. And we sat down to write, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be bad at this. I'm going to be bad at this in front of the people I love the most. It like immensely revealed to me how much pressure I put on myself, which
And-
like, duh.
yeah.
But
And
like, I just hadn't seen it before.
It also reveals something that I don't think people ever really keep in mind, but it's just the deepest fundamental truth of songwriting, which is very few times do you get the gem. But you don't notice you don't get the gem when you're alone because you're only beholden to yourself.
To me, it was just like so vulnerable. And this is
Oh,
also, this is also the part of the fear, and especially writing with, I think I've learned how to write stories, and I'm not sure that I really understood how much vulnerability I was masking in like poetry. And suddenly I'm sitting with or just like, telling the story. Suddenly I'm sitting with my best friend and I'm writing a line and she's like, you don't mean that. And I'm like, oh, she knows.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
yeah.
she got me. And like, she pushed me, and the song took like 7 hours. And I remember I left that day. I cut a vocal quickly. I left and was like so cripplingly exhausted.
Sure.
Like, I almost left the room 3 or 4 times, but at the same time, I also like laughed so hard I like peed my pants a couple times. Like, I just love these people. We had the best time. I had the best time with my friends. I left feeling safe with my friends, and like I tried a new thing, but also like really, I left being like, I don't know anything. I left being like, I don't know how to write a song. I'm dumb. Like, how did I make a career out of this? This is so hard. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And I listened to the song the next day. Woke up, couldn't remember anything about how it sounded, what it was like. Listened to the song the next day. Slaps.
Great.
Probably the best song I've written.
Why was it not stuck in your head when you got home?
Because I was so tired
Yeah.
that I was just like, I don't even care what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I did the puzzle. And then I listened to it the next day and I was like, oh, I made a banger with my best friends. Like, amazing.
And it'll go on the record?
I have no idea what the record sounds like. I would assume, but like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't really found the collaborator I really want to make the record with.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm just like, I'm exploring, and I think I'll start pulling the shoelaces tighter.
So you write it and put it in a pile and don't think about it.
I've never done it this way before.
I haven't either. I'm doing the same thing. Write it, put it in the pile, don't look at it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Don't even count them.
Yep.
As opposed to trying to get to 10.
Oh, I'm counting them.
Oh, you are?
I mean, I have 18, but I'll say I have 20.
Say it.
I got
Why not
20.
say you have
Yeah,
20?
I got 20.
Why not
Because I
say
got 2 in my head.
Yeah. See, my rule is if you get home and you can't sing how the song goes after working on it for 8 hours, it's not going to be a good song. I'm not saying yours isn't a good song.
I'm telling you, mine's a good song.
I'm sure it is.
I'll play it for you
I'm
after.
sure it is. I will validate that as well. If I get home and I go, John, how does the song go? And I go, oh, I don't know how it goes. It's like, ain't going to be good enough. If it plays in your head like a radio.
Good enough. Okay, wait, talk to me about that.
Yeah.
What is good enough?
What's good enough?
Yeah, you said it's not going to be good enough. Good enough.
Oh, it's not going to live. I mean, okay, good enough to. Okay, I can do this actually.
All right, talk
good
to me.
enough to support multiple listens, not just in for the audience, but multiple listens while I'm working on it. If I like the song enough to master it,
Sure.
like put it into mix and master,
Yeah.
it's a good song.
Right.
It's what I call dying on the table. Songs die on the table, and I have 30 to 40 songs that are unreleased. That if I played them for you.
I'd be like, that's a great song.
By the second B section, you'd go, I get it.
Ah.
A song cannot break its bond with you as it's going. And there's something about the timeline of a song. I look at it like two batteries. You got to get all this energy from the beginning of the song. You got to get 100% of the current to get stored in the other battery at the other end of the song. And if there's an air gap somewhere and there's a leak by the second B section, by the second chorus, you go, so where are we getting dinner? Like as the song is playing.
I know exactly what you mean.
My best songs feel like they're over quickly. You want to hear them again. They didn't leave in. They don't have any burrs.
Burrs?
It's a knife reference, like
okay.
a burr. Like,
that's like just so not the word I thought was coming.
If you're, this is get to know me. If you're sharpening
like a
a
prickly
knife,
bush?
yeah. If you're that is, but that as well. If you're sharpening a knife and it creates these burrs because you're sharpening on either side of the knife, and that's actually you got to get the burrs out as well. That's when you strop a
Learn
knife.
something every day.
You ever seen someone rub a knife against a
No
big
more
strip
knives.
of
I have a
leather?
question
I
for
want
you.
to talk more about leather. Talk more about knife.
I don't want to talk about leather. What do you think is the best record you've made?
This is interesting. It's either there's three that I think about, and it's people say Continuum.
Mm-hmm.
I had the most fun making. I had the most life making Continuum. My life was so vivid and so great, and I was discovering so much. Born and Raised is the most accomplished kind of as a piece of work, I feel like, for me. And I think someday people will kind of look at Sob Rock as a world-building adventure.
Yeah.
But for some reason, my records take 5 years to dig. People dig your records as soon as, or do you find that there's a, have you put a record out that years later people go, I fuck with that record now, and you're like, where were you when it?
I haven't had the time yet.
Yeah, okay.
It's helpful to hear it takes 5 years.
I think it takes 5 years. But you have a song called "I'm Gonna Love You for a Long Time."
Yeah.
It's as good as any of the hit songs on any of your albums, and I think it's just a single.
It's a single. It never made a record, and I had to fight like hell to just get that song finished.
Against who?
No one believed in it. Like I think it just like wasn't in like sparkly form in its demo, and I was like, I think this song's really good.
But it's on. It's one of the bigger ones on the set list. I got to imagine.
No question. It's also one of the most fun songs to play.
It's great.
It just plays itself.
It's
like,
great.
It's so fun. Live, we
great.
have a kiss cam. It's not on any records. It's just a single.
You make a kiss cam during the show.
Yeah.
This is interesting. We've got a dichotomy here because as you're writing,
I think it's so silly.
But that's what I want to know.
Don't you want everyone to just make out with each other?
I want to know about Maggie Rogers, the silly goose.
It's pretty much my baseline, but I think I haven't really showed. I'm trying to get better at showing people that. My friends know it's me.
Yeah.
I think when I get scared, actually, here's my hot take.
Go.
I'm curious what you think. I think when people get nervous, they revert to who they were in high school. So I get a little more nerdy and a little more Southern. And like the parts of me that just like are silly and open and quick and whatever, like shrink because I'm going to do correct interview.
Yeah. I get sarcastic and overly clever.
Yeah, I can also bite.
And I've learned now that, I turned a lot of people off when I was younger because I didn't know how to say, I didn't know how to defer to nervousness. It was just, again, I didn't have any wiggle room to let a moment overwhelm me. And what you should do, what I wish I did.
I was just perma overwhelmed.
I wish I cried. I wish I said I don't feel good.
Did you write this song? This is a good song.
I wish I said I'm so scared right now. Look at all these paparazzi. I wish I said I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, this is light with everyone around me saying you must be so happy now.
Yeah, I'm.
But did you say like, oh, I got this instead? You were like, I know what I'm doing.
I said you will not outsmart me, even if you've got a knife trying to kill me with it. You give me the knife, I'll do it. Fuck you. You know, it's like the Good Will Hunting.
Honestly.
Thing.
Cool.
That's cool now.
Like, honestly, that's kind of punk.
It's funny you mentioned high school. On this card it says, I think high school has everything to do with what kind of artist you are.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Were you popular in high school?
I was a floater.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I was kind of friends with
even better.
I
than
mean, it's
popular.
actually who I am as an artist.
Yeah.
Kind of friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Kind of don't really sit in a space.
You don't feel like you belong to a scene?
I think probably like alternative, but what does that even mean?
Yeah, I know. Do
But
you-
actually, I get kicked out of the alternative category every year at the Grammys.
at the Grammys,
Pop.
you're in pop.
I'm in pop.
Yeah. You ever been asked to do Coachella?
I've done it twice.
Yeah, I don't know where
Does
I
that mean
live.
I'm pop?
See, I don't know. For me, I was always, I feel like
Have
I
you never done Coachella?
never under my name, but I've sat in with people.
Do you want
twice.
to do it?
I'm okay with what circles I live in and what circles I don't live in. I never chose a major culturally.
Ah.
No one ever adopted me, but I also feel like nobody ever adopted Billy Joel, right?
Yeah.
If you're making songs that are kind of glacial for everybody, people actually need to have Coachella festivals to differentiate themselves from this kind of very center mass. What's interesting is I make very center mass music, but I'm not a very center mass thinker. And I think that was an issue too. But you make a very good combination of center mass, but incredibly thoughtful. Like you've never written, like you, I don't know that you could.
Thank you.
I don't know that you could be happy with a massive, massive hit song that is 4 chords and repeats the same line over and over again. And
That's actually Love You for a Long Time, by the way.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. There are not many chords in that song,
No, it's-
and the title is exactly what I'm saying on the whole song.
Oh, all right, let's go like 10 times dumber, right? Like, could you have a hit song that everybody loves, and it's really you just saying,
Actually, my manager is laughing somewhere.
because you have one.
Well, they wanted to take Alaska to radio, and I said no because I didn't want to be an album. I didn't want to be a single artist. I was like, if this goes to radio, I'm an album artist. If this goes to radio, I'm never gonna have a life as an album artist.
I did the same thing with Daughters.
Really?
I did not want Daughters to be a single, and Charlie Walk, who used to be at Columbia,
I know.
snuck it on the radio.
I
and,
said the same thing with Want Want.
Yeah,
I was like, this can't be my hit.
yeah. That's what makes us very
It's just
similar.
like stupid. You should just, if people want to like it, let them like it.
Yeah, I said Your Body is a Wonderland was just a thing. If Daughters comes out next, I'm going to be that guy, and that's why
Yes,
that's why I went and did the trio.
that's my favorite record.
Thank you. That was my way of being like, you are not going to pigeonhole me. You are not going to put me in that category
Yeah.
forever.
I mean, I just cut off all my hair and moved to Boston, but it'll do the trick.
And you cut the hair off. Why?
I've actually done that every 5 to 7 years my entire life. Like anyone that's known me has been like, "Oh, we're just back here." Like it's this like cyclical refresh. I don't know. I always do it.
To accomplish or to see or feel what?
It actually makes me feel fearless because there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, "Oh, you think you know me?"
That's the Maggie Rogers headline. You think you know me. And I feel as if...
However, wouldn't it be a nice thing to be known?
Well, I think you are known. But I think I think you have so much thought power. And let's not even call it intelligence. Of course it is. You've been to Harvard. You've been, Columbia, I believe. NYU, pardon me.
Go
How dare
Violets.
I? How dare I? But you have so much thought power that I think you have a very high tolerance for feeling understood, because you're gonna die at 120, not fully understood.
Well, I think that there's this like really difficult friction in having a career in music, which is in order to be a like sellable, packageable entity, you have to be something that can be understood. But when that sellable, packageable entity is a human being with feelings that like will change and evolve every month, year, it feels like it can feel sticky. I mean, it's like you only get to update what the public thinks of you every couple of years, but you're a different person living inside an old thing. And I used to feel that way in a really serious way and feel a bit of like dysmorphia within it. And I don't feel that way anymore.
Good.
I now feel like I've been in the game long enough, or been like been witnessed, or being allowed, or people have seen me for long enough that I actually feel, because I was true to myself all along the way, short hair, long hair, rock record, banjo, whatever, pop record, all of those pieces are pieces deeply of who I am. And I think that now there's enough like spectrum of color that maybe you relate to a certain part of it, but like I actually do feel grounded and pretty well represented.
I think you are as well. I don't think you have any blocked banned words on Instagram people can't use in your comments. I don't think you have
Not
that.
currently.
No, I don't think you have that. So there's no outstanding misunderstanding you'd like to clear up on any of your other records or use a record. You know, are you thinking about using your next album to reshape a thought that the last couple albums made people think? You're not thinking of it as keeping the train on the tracks in any way in terms of being understood.
No, I just want to make the best thing that I can make, and I've wanted that every record. You know, I think I'll spend my whole life trying to make a great record, and like that's the goal. And every record I've put out, I've thought was great, and they've all accomplished different things. I mean,
absolutely.
With Hurt in a Past Life, I really wanted to run through the door that was open, and I was like, if I do this, then I will buy my artistic freedom. And that was the whole reason I wanted to make a pop record. I was like, if this will let me always be able to make whatever kind of art I want and feed myself.
And
like,
you can do that.
Base goal.
So the label gives you that as well. Like your relationship with a record label, you have some latitude there to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always have. And right now I'm actually out of my deal. I've been with Capitol Records for the last 3 years or 3 albums, and now I'm out.
And will you be releasing this next banger of an album independently?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm finding that out right now. But anyway, with Hurt in a Past Life, I wanted to like accomplish artistic stability. And with Surrender, I wanted to make something that felt cool to me and that also felt like the music that I really listened to.
Ain't that the truth?
And then with Don't Forget Me, I just wanted something that felt easy and felt fun and felt light and like digestible. And I think as I've been starting to make this next record, I'm like, what do I want it to be like? Am I making a dance record? Am I making a funk record? Am I like doing all this stuff? And then I was like, actually, I just want to make a Maggie Rogers record.
Yeah.
And so I think it's actually trying to do all 3 things at once, or trying to bring together all of this color and all this music that I love. Yeah. And, you know, like right now I'm listening to like, I really love Jillian Welch and David Rawlings' new record. And I'm also listening to like an unbelievable amount of Womack and Womack. And like, those are massive parts of just who I am.
Yeah.
And like, I want to make a record that accomplishes both.
Will you try to put those both in the same song, or 2 separate songs on an album?
I mean, my songwriting has always been like sort of one of those songwriting on top of a different kind of bass part.
That's right.
On top of like, oh, and then there's a string section or like that. I just want to make something that feels like me.
And the last album you made in 5 days.
Yeah.
Which I think is stunning. I think
Thank you.
I wrote you said it's a fantastic
Yeah, I really appreciate
album.
that. Thank you.
Is this the opposite, where you're going to take as long as you need? It's done when it's done.
Surrender took a really long time. Like, Don't Forget Me took no time. Hurt in a Past Life was actually really quick. I don't know. You know, I have this great friend who, at the top of the year, we were doing like a word of the year. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember what mine was, but I remember that hers was ripe. Yeah. And I asked her about it, and she was like, I want to not pick the fruit before it's ripe.
Compelled.
Yeah. And
when you are compelled.
I'm working on it, and I'm gathering I'm like starting to see it come together, but I'm not ready to pull out my baseball bat yet.
So there's no tour at the moment. There's no summer tour.
There's nothing.
You're chilling.
There's literally nothing on the calendar.
How do you do when you finish a song and you know it's great and you walk out in the world, you go to a restaurant, you look around and you say, none of these people have any idea what I just wrote today? Do you feel like you can't?
I don't feel that way.
Oh, you don't?
No, I feel when I walk out of the room and I've written a great song, I actually just feel whole.
You're better than me as a person.
No, I'm not.
Better than me.
It's not about anyone else.
Yeah.
It's just about my own like artistic satisfaction.
Yeah, this is I've always related. This is what's funny. I run with incredibly smart people who are well adjusted, and I have, I believe, some pretty intelligent pieces of me, but I also have this. You could call it like chronological superficiality. What will it be like when the moment of it coming out? I'll go home after writing a song and be like, can I imagine myself with the week it comes out seeing people in their cars going like, not a Mare fan, but this is great. Like I can visualize all the different playouts of the success of the thing.
Yeah, but you have to understand that, like, my first rise or my first introduction, I was making art with no expectation it would be heard, and then without, like, my consent or permission, it was just everywhere. So
Well,
it was never ever for anyone else.
Do you wish you had given your consent or permission, or that's just a way of saying you had no control over it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And, like, truly, when something is hitting, you don't have control over it anyway. It's like, it's one thing for me to be like, oh, but I didn't, but I wanted it, and when all the dreams came true, in a moment where I was like, wait, but I didn't sign up for it. And it's like, well, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
like
right.
it didn't happen in the way that I could control it. But in hindsight, when something's moving or working, you can't control it.
No, you can't. And you could just be happy that you hit one. And I write songs, I think this one's going to change the world, and it doesn't. And I go, okay.
Yeah, and I know that now.
But you are a fascinating combination, and I mean fascinating combination of
what?
Of zen and intentionality. And I can't ever tell when I talk to you which response I'm going to get, whether it's going to be the I just let it all go, or I've thought about this intensely or intently. It's a very interesting...
That's actually just who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and even just thinking about this record, I'm like, oh, I want to get it right. Like, I'm like hitting my head against the wall being like, what's the answer? And like, why? Like, why hasn't it, has it happened? Has it not happened?
But it's heated and it's intense.
Yeah, and I'm ambitious and I'm focused,
Yeah,
and
are.
like I want to be great for the sake of being great, for the sake of dedicating myself to something, for the sake of like the pursuit of greatness.
You know what I say? And this is the part of me that is truly centered in this, because somebody has to be great. Somebody has to carry on this idea that greatness still happens. Someone has to be the person to actually bring the casserole to the party and not just the napkins. Someone has to set the bar. Someone in each generation has to keep great alive, or else no one has anything else to strive for.
I think the other for me, I really want success when I know that I've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
And did you feel like the Alaska coming out and the thing with Pharrell, you hadn't worked hard for it, so you didn't feel like you were able to hold on to it?
Exactly.
I see.
I felt like I made that song like the night before in like 10 minutes because I needed to finish my homework.
You would have liked to have had a hand in
I would have liked to turn in and been like, this is my A+ paper, and have someone go, you're right, it is A+.
Yeah.
And instead I was like, you guys like this? Like, I think this is okay, but that's what's interesting about doing this is I don't know. It is being an artist with a public platform, other than being like a massive privilege, is also what you let in by allowing yourself to be seen is this mirror collaboration. Sometimes you can't see the best of what you have to offer.
That's right.
And an audience knows and can see you in a way you'll never be able to see yourself. And that may not have been my A+ paper, but maybe it worked because I was just open, or just being myself, or that I wasn't thinking too much.
So you're an incredible live performer. I said that. You don't have to agree with it. And you sell out rooms of your own, but then I guess Coldplay asks if you want to come support them on their stadium tour.
Yeah.
In what, South America?
In Europe.
In Europe,
yeah,
okay.
In Munich. Sorry, I said that as if I was like sad to you.
No, you had to go look through your brain probably.
In Munich and Vienna and in Dublin.
Yeah. Do you like playing for 45 minutes a day when you're touring?
I have a different answer to the question that you're asking.
Yeah, you can.
Which is that I just loved that experience. What I learned on Coldplay is that I loved playing the stadiums. It was so fun. And I'll never forget the first time. They have this incredibly long runway to the center of the stadium. And the whole first time, the first set, the whole time I was like, okay, I've got to walk out there at some point. I've got to do it at some point. And like we got to the last song and I was like, I felt like I was 8 years old having to push myself off the diving board. Like, you just got to do it.
And they said you could if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I knew the second I walked out there, it's so long. Mm-hmm. There's no turning back. Like when you start walking, you got to commit.
You got to go all the way out
and
the catwalk.
I remember it was during falling water, and I picked them up. I was like, all right, fine, you're gonna do it. And I started walking out, and your like animal instinct body knows that you do not belong in the center of 100,000 people fully exposed. And I will never in the rest of my life forget the feeling of goosebumps just rising up my body as I walked into the center of this stadium.
That's a good feeling?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like vulnerable and powerful, and I felt so connected, and like the amount of like energy that was coming at my body. Especially when I was no longer like in my corner with my band behind me, like it was unlike any experience or feeling I've ever felt. And I felt the same thing. I mean, Chris was so generous, and the band had me out to sing Don't Forget Me on the tour on my last night when my parents were there, which was so sweet.
That guy's an angel.
It was so... we did a medley within my place, and just getting to sing to that dark stadium.
He's the real Chris Angel, as far as I'm concerned.
It was really sweet. Yeah, he's a special dude. They all are. It was an amazing tour.
But that puts you now thinking about pop a lot more. I mean, you can't think about stadiums like, but you've never. It's interesting.
It's not about pop.
Yeah,
it's just about great songwriting.
You don't have a problem with catchy. You go for catchy.
Why would you not go for catchy?
Have you ever killed a song because it was too pop?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I really felt like Alaska was too pop.
Wow.
And now I'm like, now I'm into that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a decade.
Is there a song that's in the penalty box right now that won't come out for a while? Or
I'm gonna say this is my truth. I'm kind of sick of Light On.
Yeah.
I want that song to just go away for a little while.
You put it away and then you bring it back out. It's great.
I felt that way about Alaska forever, and now I'm so into that song. And like Light On, I'm just like, please, good God.
That's why I call it penalty box.
It's in the penalty box.
You're not burying it. It's
no,
just
and I like love that song.
And then you pull it out and you go, oh, this is nice to take a break.
I like reach into that last chorus and it feels awesome.
Yeah.
Like but I'm ready to have a break.
And culturally, do your expectations for success have to change knowing how much airspace there is with so much other music out in the world? Do you have to?
No, I don't feel like I feel like great music is great music. I feel like there's always space for that.
But you're not, so you don't look at units sold.
I have no idea.
You don't look at how many streams you've done this month. You're not in the metrics.
I have zero clue.
Wow. So you're
because I've never streamed, like I've sold tickets, and I just don't care. It's not why I do it. I know that I'm not competing for the number one slot.
Right.
I never have. I probably never will. That's also just like, it's not my game.
Yeah.
Like, you and I talked about this. Like, being the number 8 cool thing every year
is way better than being the number 1 cool thing. But
all day, I'm not. I also like. I'm not gonna make the cool thing. I'm gonna make the like heartfelt thing that maybe bops.
But the wind blows so hard across the runway every Thursday night that it's very difficult to even get heard now, as opposed to looking back and people, the market, and you probably hate that I said the market, but it used to be...
When you say every Thursday night, you mean like...
When New Music comes
Friday.
out.
Yeah, okay.
So New Music Friday comes out Thursday at midnight. There is so much crosswind across the runway that it's no longer... the song didn't make an impact because people didn't like it.
I mean, I don't think most people know I put out a 3rd record.
You don't think they know?
No. I think my fans know.
Yeah.
But like there's just a lot going on, but I don't it doesn't stress me out.
Because you know it's to scale with the rest of the world's changing.
Well, it's also about like the question is like how much is enough? Like my needs are met. And like on my day-to-day basis, both like...
Can I push back on that?
I really feel like I have way more than I've ever needed or wanted.
If you felt that way completely, you would not be as excited as you are for this next album.
No, it's not about... I'm creatively hungry, but like what I'm saying to you is like my needs are met, and like
which needs? Tell me which needs. It's important.
my like basic, like what my life looks like, my mobility, my freedom, my access. Like I have way more than I've ever wanted or needed or thought that I would have making art.
So you're purely making it now to make the document and put it
I want
on
to
the
be
record.
great.
Yeah.
Because I love music so much that I want to spend my life dedicated to worshiping at the altar of this thing.
This puts you in such a rare category of someone who wants to be great without that being adorned with any other fantasy.
I would actually really appreciate if the rest of it is actually what freaks me out.
You want to be great, but how will you measure whether it's great? Just you. Or your fans. Your fans will let you know if it's great.
I think it's a combo of me and my community.
Right.
I also just think, like, how will you know that it's great? I really want to try.
Try what?
I want to work hard. I really want to try at it. I want to like go to work every day until I know that I've given it everything I have.
And this is what you're in the middle of as we're talking, right?
Yeah.
This is what, by the way.
I'm like uncomfortable. I'm scared. I'm like more vulnerable than I've ever been. I'm seeing how hard I am on myself. Yeah. I'm like trying to like just fucking chill. Like all of these things.
I almost want to turn to camera and say,
what
you're listening to and seeing is a very brave exposition of what happens inside the mind, heart, and soul of an artist when they are in the middle of creating. It sounds sometimes to be conflicting. It is not. That is how things are made. Things come from all directions. All values are being expressed.
It's
One
hard.
day is different than the other, and that's how you create these colorful songs. You're also a solo artist. You don't have a band. You don't have a bass player who walks in and goes, hey, here's my idea. So you have to assume these different states of matter mentally to be able to create these songs that have a roundness to them with a lot of different ideas. You have to be in those different mindsets to write those different things. So you're kind of putting yourself into this human experiment of how
it's all a human experiment.
Yeah.
But I think it also has to do with sense of self, and like I'm in this like really special moment of sort of rediscovery or renewal, and like that's just really fun. I'm learning a lot.
I love that we get to talk to you while this record is being made. What's right now the element in your life you're the most excited about, and then the thing that the one element, the one variable that you're fighting with to get to where you want to get it to go?
This thing that I'm most excited about is the amount of freshness and newness that I feel. I have no partner, no kids, no pets, no record deal, no tour, like enough money to kind of do what I want. Like I feel so much open runway and freedom, and so appreciate that this is never going to happen again in my life.
You ever thought about van life?
Yeah, I could do van life.
I hear van life when I hear you say that.
I mean, I don't think I'll want this to happen again in my life. Like, I hope that there are other things that are filling my life in time, and I love my calendar and looking forward to my obligations.
And you're open to relationship.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like kind of dating around, and it's like new and fun.
Great.
And really hard. I'm like, oh shit, I like don't love being vulnerable. And I thought that was my strength. I've never really been single. Like I was sort of in a series of long relationships from the time I was like 17 to like a year and a half ago. And I'm learning so much about myself.
You're going the other way, because I've spent so much time with myself that I'm learning how to cohabitate just in the room.
Oh yeah, no.
You know that really well, and now you're learning to.
I'm learning how to like be. Well, because I feel like I'm vulnerable professionally.
You are.
And I definitely am true to that, but it's different. Like, yeah, I'm learning a lot about myself, and like what I do when I'm uncomfortable, or what do I do when I feel exposed, or like how I kind of freeze, or like how I can feel misunderstood, or I don't know. It's new, and it's cool, and it's weird.
Do you hope that love comes to you in some form or another before the record is done, so that you have the love component of the music, or do you keep it separation?
You know, I've actually had relationships all kind of like happen within album cycles, which is funny, but in hindsight kind of like makes sense in some way. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. This record is such a record of self-discovery. And it's a lot of like kind of like being sad and having sex so far. But like,
explain that. I got to know what that means.
that's just kind of like what the last year and a half has looked like. I've been kind of like mourning a breakup and like going on dates and sort of running around a little. And that's what my life looks like right now. And my records are always real, like reflections of what my life looks like. But I don't know how long it's going to take me to make this record. I don't know what my life's going to look like by the time I'm done. I think what it really is about is like a sense of self-discovery and sort of coming home to myself in this way that I haven't really known before, and that feels really exciting.
I want to do one more thing.
Hit me.
Because I will regret it if I don't at
All
least
right.
bring it up. Do you write lyrics in your iPhone, in your notes?
No.
No, we can't play the game.
Oh.
Never mind.
I mean, occasionally, but when I'm writing a song, I write on.
But you don't just write ideas down in little verses. In
I
your phone?
probably have something. Why,
I was
you want to
thinking
go one for one?
The both of us would, and I have not looked ahead.
I haven't looked.
That the both of us, it doesn't have to be the first one.
All right, let's do it.
All right. And and we're going to call this segment, Is This Anything?
Oh, I love that. All right, is this anything?
Is
Wait,
this
that's
anything?
great.
Okay. And we can take all the time in the world. I'm going to start at the top.
I'll start at the top. Hold on. The top is my commencement.
Okay. What's the first line? No, you can't give away the first line of the commencement. But yeah, it would be students, teachers, faculty.
Okay, the first thing, this is true honest.
Okay.
Crying in bed, tears fall into my collarbones,
Oh.
like waterfalls in tiny puddles. The last lyric, bad. But tears falling into my collarbones, I think, is nice.
Tears falling in. Very nice.
I was sitting in bed and just crying, and that was just the truth of what was happening.
I have, you say you've had enough, so you sell your place and you pack your stuff. Move down south a couple hours. Next line isn't great. Say goodbye to the weekly
You can't
flowers.
skip it. Oh, no, you said it.
I said it.
Okay.
And the world goes on without you. Can you go on without the world?
Oof.
Lick your wounds and kick the car, wrapped up in how sad you are. But no, then blank, and then it's blank. Sometimes sometimes I go blank just so I don't have to, like, it's like a pass. And the world goes on without you. Shake a fist at Father Time, wondering when you'll get what's mine. That makes no sense. Shuffle down the welcome line, and the world goes on without you. I thought that was okay.
That is good. I have less.
That's a pretty fleshed out one.
I have less fleshed out.
I can read you some real.
What do I have? All the time I gave you, I'm going to keep it for myself. All the nights I touched you, now I'm touching myself. All the gifts I brought you, going to give them to myself.
That's great. All the gifts I brought you, gonna give them to myself.
I have what you gained with her, you lost with me.
Great. And sometimes they can be that short, right?
They usually are.
I
wake up on your birthday and I cry.
On your birthday and you cry.
Crying on someone else's birthday, yeah.
I could sit with you for hours, put my whole life in your hand. You would think you knew the story, but you still won't understand.
Oof.
That's nice.
That's nice.
There's nowhere I can put me, no space that's big enough, so I break it up in pieces and hand them off to the ones I love. You ever do that? Just give up by the
And you're
fourth
like,
line.
it's something like this figured out
Yeah,
later.
yeah, I just didn't want to put nothing. I'm an inside man and an outside cat and a city boy in a cowboy hat. I'm the man
A
I
city
am.
boy in a cowboy hat. That's bad.
That's bad because it's a little bit sweaty.
Well, it depends on what kind of song you're writing.
Yeah. Well, a bad one is what I was trying to write.
No,
I'm kidding.
It's just more like Randy Newman, which I love.
It's actually a little Robert Hunter, Grateful Dead-ish.
I understand.
It's got a little of that. What else you got?
I'm looking. Now I gotta give your love away. Gotta find out what it feels like if I get right next to someone new, because it was always you, and now I gotta give your love away.
That's great.
That works.
I like when you come back to the same line.
Mm-hmm.
I like the closure of that.
It's funny when I read this, I know the melody. Meet you in the morning outside your place, black coffee in your face.
Ooh.
When we were together. But I'm like, in my brain it goes, meet you in the morning outside of your place, black coffee in your face. Na 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 na.
Is the guy
when we were together.
Oh, this is a good bit of a disco thing.
That's all. I don't know what it is. Like, I just remember that when I just remember it could be. See, but in my brain it's like more soulful and slow.
I see.
But like, I haven't put drums behind
Yeah.
it, and I think the genre is in the snare.
The genre is in the snare.
Genre is just the snare drum. That's it.
That is a bar. The genre is in the snare.
That's it.
No, 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 no. People can be like, "What do you sing?" I'd be like, "It's some new Maggie Rogers
It's
shit
like
you don't
this
know about."
one voice memo she has that she's never written and probably won't ever.
But this is what's fun about this show is two things. We're talking with you while you're making a record, not promoting a record, and
Not at all.
we're hearing your ideas. This is all I want to do is make a document. And there may be so many things you're saying that when the record comes out, you say it was nothing
You're like,
like
she
I
was
saying.
completely wrong.
But,
yeah.
but you have a document of where you were when. Now I want to know when you're writing a song and it's you, that you're writing about you, the guy. Do you have a platonic ideal? Is there one guy? Is there one spiritual him that is kind of a person from your life that when there is no one in your life taking up that space in relationship physically, they live poetically? The same person is the you.
No, it's like a real person. I just like so much have written about one person, and when I don't know what to write about, but like I know how to do that so well.
Do what?
Write about this one person that like makes me feel all these things that I'm actually kind of bored of it.
I have it too. I have the one person thing, and what ends up happening, let me know if you agree, is because the relationship has faded, you can't really write a song about nothing.
It's more interesting and way more vulnerable for me to write about like the person I was smooching 2 days ago.
That's right.
And that's hard.
It's hard.
And that was the thing that my best friend was like, Maggie, what do you actually mean?
know.
And I was like, I can't say that because I'm not like.
I know. It's our fallbacks that make us write bad music. It's the
That's completely true.
It's the fallback.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's the and my fallback, and you'll never hear them because they won't come out. They just waste a week. Is I know you're out there. I know that you think about me. Maybe next lifetime. It's just so much song about not being there.
It's also some like weird character development. You're like, oh, the character of me in my music sings about this thing. But you know what's actually cool is that as I'm starting to try to write vulnerably about how I'm actually feeling right now, which by the way is how I started writing songs in the first place.
Did you dip out of that at some point
school.
in your career? Did you start?
Don't Forget Me, I thought was fiction.
Yeah.
And then a year later when it came out, I was like, ouch.
You realized it was real.
I realized none of it was fiction.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't ready to like say it out loud. And it like, I was then singing these songs as I was processing these emotions in real time, which anyone else knows is not normally how it happens.
Yeah.
Normally you're singing the songs and touring once you've like long processed. But like, no, I was just like, but also the songs kind of felt like a gift from a past future self because they actually were exactly what I needed to hear and live inside.
And you can always make more. I wrote a song about a guy who built a submarine and took Walt Grace's submarine test. I don't know if you ever heard it. Total fantasy as I wrote it. The only third person song I ever wrote, and I realized it's my dad.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's my dad. I didn't know that. So
I'm excited to go listen to that song.
Yeah, what do we know? What do we know? You're just such a great combination of known and unknown, and that's why I love talking to you.
I love talking to you.
And I love that I get to talk to you during this record and not after it, like we said, when you have the talking points. I think you were in this interview as vulnerable as you already hope you will be. You just were.
Cool.
I mean it.
Cool. I appreciate that. I'm trying.
If people were to witness one thing about you and all agree on the one thing they saw, it's that you, I don't want to say trying because it sounds desperate, but you are devoted to this life of being an artist. And I really truly understand that your badge is no award, it's no sales, it's not commercial. Your badge is living the artist's life. And you live it very, very well.
Thank you.
And I mean that with all my heart.
That means the world.
I mean it. Thank you, Maggie Rogers.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And I can't wait to hear the record when you are compelled.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Cool.